Tyronn Lue turns heads with surprising Michael Jordan claim. Michael Jordan has always been the standard when basketball fans and analysts talk about greatness. His dominance throughout the 1980s and 1990s left little doubt that he was the most feared offensive weapon of his generation, if not of all time. Jordan was not only a six-time NBA champion but also a relentless scorer who forced coaches, defenders, and entire franchises to rethink how to guard one man. His impact stretched far beyond Chicago, reshaping the league and becoming the face of the NBA worldwide. But in sports, one debate never dies: how would legends of the past perform in today's game? This week, that question surfaced again, thanks to Los Angeles Clippers head coach Tyronn Lue. While appearing on Shannon Sharpe's Club Shay Shay, Lue was asked about how Michael Jordan's game would translate to the modern NBA. Without hesitation, he gave a bold and attention-grabbing answer. Today, 45, Lue said. You can't touch nobody. It's a foul. He averaged 37 one year. Add 8 to that. There wouldn't be a year he wouldn't average 45. The physicality's pretty much gone. Anything, you're going to the free throw line. And just how smart he was. Especially nowadays, you can take advantage of these guys just as far as IQ alone. That statement immediately set the basketball world buzzing. Think about it, not only did Lue suggest that Jordan would thrive in today's less physical era, but he outright predicted that Jordan could average 45 points per night over an entire season. That's not just dominance, it's historic dominance, even beyond what Jordan himself accomplished. To put things into perspective, Jordan's career scoring average sits at 30.1 points per game, which is still the highest in NBA history among players with lengthy careers. In the 1986-87 season, at just 23 years old, Jordan posted a jaw-dropping 37.1 points per game. That number was unheard of at the time, and it still ranks among the most prolific single-season scoring marks the league has ever seen. He went on to record 10 different seasons averaging 30 or more points. Now, compare that to today's NBA. The modern league places a premium on pace, spacing, and three-point shooting. Offensive efficiency is at an all-time high, and defenders are far more restricted in terms of how physical they can be. The hand-checking rules that once allowed defenders to steer scorers with their hands have long been banned. Touch fouls are called much quicker. With increased offensive freedom, stars like Luka Doncic, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Stephen Curry are regularly putting up huge numbers. Just last season, players like Joel Embiid and Luka flirted with 33-34 points per night. Ty Lue's point is simple: if players today are reaching those numbers, how much more could Michael Jordan, widely considered the most skilled mid-range scorer, one of the most competitive athletes in history, and a master at drawing fouls, do in this same environment? Jordan's ability to manipulate referees, to draw contact, and to get to the free throw line was already elite in his own era. Imagine him now, when the whistle blows far more quickly in favor of offensive players. He wasn't just strong and athletic, but incredibly smart. He studied defenders' weaknesses, learned tendencies, and relentlessly attacked. Lue suggests that Jordan's basketball IQ alone would allow him to pick apart defenses that rely heavily on switching and spacing in 2025. And that raises the central debate: could he really average 45 points per game, every night, over a full season? Skeptics might point out that scoring in bulk is tougher now because teams emphasize three-point shooting. Jordan, famously, wasn't a volume three-point shooter. But his counter was the mid-range, a lost art in today's analytics-driven game. He was nearly automatic from 15 to 20 feet. Combine that with today's spacing, where defenses can't load up the paint as much thanks to the defensive 3-second rule, and Jordan would have cleaner lanes to drive, more one-on-one matchups, and countless free throw opportunities. There's also the mental aspect. Jordan wasn't just physically dominant, he was psychological warfare in sneakers. He intimidated defenders, wore down opponents, and demanded excellence from teammates. In today's era, where some argue players are less physical and less confrontational, his killer instinct might shine even brighter. It's important to note, though, that these conversations are hypothetical. There will never be a way to test the theory. Jordan's era was unique, defined by a level of physicality and toughness that doesn't exist today. Conversely, today's players benefit from advanced training, nutrition, and analytics that were unavailable 30 years ago. Each generation plays under its own conditions, and greatness is often best measured within context. Still, that doesn't stop fans, coaches, and even former players from enjoying the thought experiment. Every few months, a new debate sparks: whether Jordan could average 50 in today's NBA, whether LeBron James would dominate the 90s, or how legends like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, and Kobe Bryant would fare in different eras. Tyronn Lue's statement is simply the latest addition to that long-running conversation. And while not everyone may agree with his number, 45 points is an astronomical figure. The fact that it doesn't sound completely impossible speaks volumes about the respect Michael Jordan still commands decades after his final retirement. At the end of the day, these what-if scenarios are part of what keeps basketball alive and exciting. They spark passion, fuel barbershop arguments, and remind us that legends like Michael Jordan aren't just remembered for what they did, but for what we believe they could still do.